Welcome back to PERK'S reCAP podcast. Back at it once again with Al. We're going to be talking about Week 7 in the NFL. We've picked every game so far. We stand at 60-33 for me, 57-36 for you, Al, and our buddy Joe is 61-32. In the lead by one game over me. And you're ready to get going on Week 7?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Looking forward to it. This is another tough week of picks, man. There were some really head scratchers in this week.
I went back and forth on a couple games.
Right on. All right, well, let's dive in, and we'll start with the bye weeks. We have Baltimore and Buffalo on a bye. Two teams that could really use a bye.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, man. So the Thursday nighter, not a head scratcher, although one of the teams is a perennial thorn in my side. That is the Steelers at the Bengals.
Yeah, this is, you always say that you have to pick the opposite of how you're feeling for Pittsburgh, but I don't think you can do it in this one, right? I mean, Cincinnati
I agree.
Not playing well, even though it's in Cincinnati. I don't see any scenario where you can pick them to beat the Steelers here.
No doubt. No, this is exactly where they'll lose to them too, because of that. You know what I mean? But I'm not picking it. No chance.
All right, I have 27-18.
That seems very reasonable to me. You want to do Joe?
Joe has he doesn't have this in order. Wait a minute. Oh shoot. Oh no, he's got it right. I'm trying to just find. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know what he did this weird and like differently than he normally does. All right, there it is.
No worries.
He has, what is he? Is Carolina playing the Jets? Yeah, they are. That's what happened. He doesn't have the Bengals. He has Pittsburgh against Cleveland.
Oh, I wonder if that's because if he did that because Flacco just got it in his head because Flacco was on the Browns 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Let's see if he put Cleveland again later. They're playing Miami. Jeez, this is. I apologize. I usually have his stuff ready to go, and
no worries, we'll get it worked out. Not a problem.
Yeah. What was your score for this game?
Not far off from yours. I'm going Steelers 27-17.
All right. Did you say 27-17?
Yes.
That's what Joe picked.
Oh, what a riot. And you were 27-18, right?
Yep, 27-17 again against Cleveland, but I'm just going to go chalk that up to an error because of Flacco.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption.
All right.
Okay, cool, man. So moving on, we got another London game in the team that the owner wants to move to London, and that is the Rams at the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars showed you that you really can't count on them when you go out on a little bit of a limb and pick them in a questionable game. They usually let you down, and I'm not going to let them let me down this week. I'm going with the Rams to bounce back and have a better game. If they play the same game they played last week again this week, they're going to lose.
Yeah. But
I'm counting on them to bounce back a little bit, even without Puka. I'm still going to go Rams, but I'm going to make it close enough. 26-21 Rams for me. Although Joe does not believe, and Joe has Jacksonville pulling the upset off 27-24.
Oh, fascinating. Okay, well, this might seem like an odd statement, but I'm right in between the two of you because I'm going to caveat. I am going to take the Rams if Puka plays 28-24. No Puka, I'm taking the Jaguars 28-24.
Yeah, that's our thing. Whenever we caveat, we keep the score the same.
Yeah, totally, man, totally.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I understand the caveat. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. And I what you said makes a lot of sense too about the Jaguars letting you down when you think they're going to win. So, or when they have a big prove it game. So I'm curious to see how they come up in this one because even without Puka, the Rams are still a good team. So I could see it going the other way anyway. But I don't know, man. They just feel like a decent. They just feel better than they have the last few years after faltering after early in the Doug Peterson era. So yeah, I don't know. Tough game to pick though. Tough game to pick. All right. Moving on to Sunday at 1.
Yes.
In not the game of the week, we have the Patriots at the Titans.
Patriots, Titans. Well, the Titans, we know are bad. We were impressed with New England last week. I don't see any reason to pick against them here, even though it's on the road. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause. Because I said I think New England is better than we thought, and I was impressed. So I'm going to continue to ride that. They have an easy schedule, which might carry them all the way to the playoffs. Who knows? But this is part of that easy schedule, possibly the easiest part of that schedule.
Yeah, really.
28-19, New England. Joe agrees, and he went 34-18. So he went a lot bigger than me. 34-18.
Understandable both. And yeah, and by the way, I'm picking the Patriots. I'll give you the score first, 23-14. But are we all ignoring the new coach bump?
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
How many times have we talked about that in our time doing this podcast, Craig? And it seems to be a real thing, but that this Titans team's so bad that I just can't even
I
at
can't
home.
do it. I can't do it.
No, same. So, if we're all wrong, we'll know why.
Right. Because it is, well, at the very least, even if they don't win, they'll probably play better. At the very least.
Yeah, something happens there. Everybody gets shaken up a little bit. It's like everybody starts feeling like their job might be on the line. There's something to it, but they're just so bad. I don't think even against what I think is a fairly mediocre Pats team, up and coming mediocre Pats team, and maybe better than mediocre. I just can't pick it. I can't pick it.
Totally agree.
Right on. Oh. Excuse me. Okay. Now, in a one guy might be playing coaching for his job game, Panthers at the Jets.
Yes, totally agree there. About Aaron Glenn.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, they're 0-6. Is there any way you can pick the Jets against anybody at this point until they actually get a win?
It's hard. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina, while sometimes looks like the Carolina of old and not good, has had some good moments this year, more moments this year of good than they've ever had in the last few years anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Panthers 26-16. And I just until I see it, I can't pick it. Jets are 0-6. And Joe agrees to more of a degree. He's going Carolina 30-10.
Right on. Okay. Now I was half tempted to pick the Jets in this game only because if they give a crap at all about Aaron Glenn, they got to suck it up and win. But I just don't think they're good enough for their feelings to matter. So, but I will say They just held a pretty decent Denver team to 13 points. So I'm not going blowout. I'm going to go Panthers 20-15.
Oh, back-to-back ugly games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ugly rains in these 1:00. Speaking of which, how about the Dolphins at the Browns?
Dolphins at the Browns. Well, this is tough because it's in Cleveland.
Yeah, this is a toughie.
And Cleveland has not played absolutely terrible. I mean, they haven't played good. Don't get me wrong. They're not a good team. But they've been in a lot more games than I thought they would be. They haven't been getting blown out. Kind of similar to New Orleans, where New Orleans is losing, most of their games or all their games except one. But they've been more competitive than I thought they would be. And Miami, of course, has their own issues, and they are on the road. I think they're a better team regardless. They played pretty well last week. They looked okay. So I'm going to go with Miami 24-17. But Cleveland is my upset pick. I really would not be surprised if they pull this off. And Joe went even further. He actually picked Cleveland to win the game on the field, 17-14 Cleveland.
Right on. Well, listen, I'm with Joe, and my man, you did what I did last week and picked a favorite for your underdog.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah, because remember, I was going to pick the Chiefs, or I think it was the Chiefs as my underdog pick last week, but then when they were favored and I had to retract, I have the Browns as -2.5.
My bad. I'll get
No, no worries. I did it too, man. No worries. Yeah, that's interesting. Joe went with Cleveland because I am too. This is tough because, man, the Dolphins, even without Tyreek Hill, their offense looks really good at times. But at the same time, they put up 27 points on the Chargers while Tua threw 3 interceptions.
Yep.
So, but Cleveland has a good D. It's the hallmark of their team. And this is a freaking toss-up, man. But I'm going to go the Browns 19-17.
Yeah, I can't see this being a blowout.
No, no outcome would surprise me, but other than a blowout.
Yeah, Joe really has picked some surprising teams here. I'm going over some of his other stuff, and wow, he's got some upsets or picks that are different from me anyway. Yeah, he went with Cleveland. He went with Jacksonville. He's going with a couple other ones that we're going to get to that you might be surprised at. But anyway, that just shows you how close a lot of these games are and how tough they are to pick.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Moving on. This is one of the easier ones to pick, and that is the Saints at the Bears.
So the Saints are the underdog, right?
Yes.
They're my upset pick then.
Right on. Right on.
Because I'm going Chicago 24-20. I'm giving respect to the Saints staying competitive because they have. And
Yeah, they really have.
And Spencer Rattler has played better than I thought he would.
Yeah, I completely agree.
In one of those games I was talking about Joe making some surprising picks, he went with the Saints.
Oh, wow. Okay.
20-14.
Love it. That's a shocker to me, although I don't, even though it makes sense, even though it's a shocker, because picking the Saints on the road seems a month and a half ago would have seemed insane to me, but not after seeing how they've been playing tight against everybody pretty much. So I get it. I totally get it. That being said, I'm not doing it. I'm taking the Bears at home, and get this, Craig, 24-20.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
So you have a similar one with Joe, or the same one with Joe, score, and now you've got the same one with me. So now me and Joe have to have one that's the same.
Yeah, we need to complete the trio.
And I'm looking at his scores. I don't think we do. But anyway.
I love it, man. Okay. So Two more 1:00. We have the Raiders at the Chiefs.
Well, if Kansas City's back, this is a game they got to win, right? They're on the road. We don't think much of the Raiders, and even though I said I wasn't fully back, this is not a game I'm going to pick against them, obviously. So I think the only pick you can make is Kansas City 28-20. They're going to get Rice back this week as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So they've got their full complement of weapons now. 28-20 Kansas City, and it might be a little further away than that, but I gave the Raiders probably too much credit. But regardless, 28-20 Chiefs.
All right, Joe.
Joe, 31-20 Chiefs. A little bit bigger. Same last score. Same score for the Vegas. But yeah, he's thinking the same thing that I was, and I'm sure you probably are as well, right?
Well, that's funny because you went 28-20, he went 31-20. I'm stretching it out even more, 34-20. Isn't that funny? That's hilarious. All right. Now the last 1:00, and this is one of these toughies, man. And we don't even know who's playing quarterback unless something came out today, which I'll try and find as you're talking, unless you know. Eagles at Vikings.
Okay, what was the question here?
Is J.J. McCarthy back?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I kind of wrote him off for a little bit longer. Is there rumors that he might be back?
Here we go. J.J. McCarthy injury update only deepens the Vikings' growing quarterback mystery. And the reason the title on, and then the other headline says Vikings give non-committal injury update on J.J. McCarthy. But Carson Wentz is also banged up.
Oh, really?
Now, I think I'm going to look for Wentz is going to be limited in practice this week. But it sounds like he's likely to play, although I'm not seeing anything definitive. And McCarthy got a DNP for the mythical Monday practice. But
all right, well then I'm going to caveat.
Okay.
Because I actually picked Minnesota.
Okay.
I picked Minnesota 24-21. But they were at home and stuff. But if they don't have Wentz or McCarthy, who's their third string guy, first of all?
Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see what we got. Oh, how about Max Brosmer?
Who the hell's that?
He's a rookie that I know nothing about. I'll see.
All right. Well, then if they don't have Wentz and they don't have J.J. McCarthy, I can't see Philadelphia losing to a third string quarterback, a rookie that we've never heard of. I just can't see them losing that game then. So if McCarthy and Wentz are both out, then I go Philly 24-20. If either one of them plays, then I go Minnesota 24-20.
Right on. And by the way, Max Brosner played for the New Hampshire Wildcats and the Minnesota Golden Gophers in college. And he has a mustache that looks like when you're in middle school and you just start shaving.
Those little thin 70s porn ones.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
Joe is going Philadelphia 24-20.
Okay.
So me and him were off by 1 point. We almost did it. I have 24-21. He has 24-20.
Man, that's a trip. This was a really tough one, man, because I don't know what to make of the freaking Eagles right now. I mean, I would have a hard time knowing what to pick against any team in the league right now. So, and the Vikings on the road, with their quarterback issues. I mean, as an Eagle fan, I'm rooting for Carson Wentz to play. Cause I know what he's all about. But I'm going Eagles. Don't feel awesome about it. I just don't know what to make of this team right now. Eagles 26-23, but the Vikings are my upset pick.
Oh, okay. Actually, Thank you for making me look, because they're also Joe's upset pick.
Oh, get out. Okay, right on. Right on.
All right. Very good.
Okay. Moving on to the 4 o'clockers. Oh, this is a fascinating game, Craig. Colts at Chargers.
I went back and forth on this to such a degree. I went at least back and forth 2 or 3 times, at least, maybe more. I really have no idea what the hell to do here, because there's a case to be made for both teams to win this one. As I'm looking at Joe's picks, he actually crossed off his initial one as well and switched it. We think the Chargers are a good team, but then they showed us the last few weeks that we're not sure anymore. In Indiana, Indianapolis has been great. They're 5-1. Indiana Jones, all that. But the Chargers are at home. If they lose this game, I might change my mind, but I still think they're a good team. So I'm going to go with them. I don't feel good about it at all, but I'm going Chargers 27-25. Me and Joe were once again 1 point off. He has Chargers 27-24.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, I am maybe going to pivot here last second because I just found something. Okay. I'm going to do a caveat, and this is going to be the most wild caveat I've ever done. You ready for this one?
Yep.
All right. Now, Khalil Mack is eligible to come off the IR this week, and Joe Alt has been week to week for the last 2 weeks, and there's some stuff coming out that he may play this week. If both of them play, I'm picking the Chargers 31-28. If neither of them play, I'm picking if only one or neither. If only one or neither. So I'm picking the Colts 31-28.
So they both play 31-28 Chargers. If one or neither, 31-28 Colts.
Yes. And I will take responsibility for finding that out and reporting back next week.
Right. Let me just do a little so I can get that. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's a fun game though, man. Can't wait to see because if the Colts are a real contender, man, and it sure looks like they are. This is a kind of game that if they could win this game, everything we think about them gets even more solidified. That's a big one. All right. Now, you want to talk about a test for a team that has looked good 2 out of their last 3 weeks and not so good the other week. That is the Giants at Denver.
Yeah. This is where the Giants' schedule becomes a problem for a team that's potentially on the rise, definitely improving regardless. Changing opinions across the board, changing our opinions as well. But if this was in New Jersey, I can make a better case. But it's in Denver. I know they're flying high. Scatterboo's fun. Honestly, Dart is fun.
Yeah.
But I don't. I think the fun train ends here. It can pick back up. Next week. Who knows? And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not gonna pick it. I'm going Denver, and I'm going 30-20. And Joe is going Denver as well, 26-18.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with both of you guys. It's a new era in Giant Land, and it's looking promising for the future, but they're not that good yet. And Denver just sacked a quarterback 9 times last week, and Jackson Dart is in for a test. If he comes out of this with a decent stat line. Even if they don't win the game, if he looks good, that is big kudos to him early in his career, because this is one hell of a D. So I'm going Denver 26-17.
26-17. Okay.
All right, moving on to it's just a decent game. I'm curious to see. I don't know the status of one of the quarterbacks here. We're going Green Bay at Arizona. Made a little more interesting because it's in Arizona.
Yeah. I want to pick Arizona here, give them credit because I always feel like I never do. But what is going on with Murray?
I am trying to find it right now, and I have been locked out of my internet. Keep switching to other. Here we go. I'll have it back in a sec. Here, I'll have it in a sec. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, regardless, I'm going Green Bay even if Murray plays. It's just a matter of how close I make the game. Like I said, I want to come up with a reason to give Arizona some credit. I mean, they played well last week. Even though, let me make sure here. Yeah, they lost 31-27, but they were on the road against a 5-1 team now and played well for themselves, represented themselves well, didn't embarrass themselves. I want to give them credit for that. I don't want to disrespect them, but I can't. I'm going with Green Bay. They are probably going to get on a roll here. The NFC North is up for grabs. They can get another step closer to it. So I'm going Green Bay 30-21, but it might even be closer if Kyler plays. But we don't know that yet as Al continues to search.
Yeah, we got nothing. Kyler Murray injury uncertainty impacts Packers versus Cardinals odds. Gannon says Kyler Murray will play when he's ready.
That's
So we
great.
got nothing. Big fat zero. So do you want to give Joe's and then I'll go?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No worries.
He went bigger, a lot bigger. He went 30-10 Green Bay.
Wow. Okay.
And mine went 30-21.
Okay. And I'm going close for some reason, and I'm not sure why exactly, other than, Green Bay's been good this year, but they haven't been as awesome as they looked like they were going to be early. They have had some closer games than you would have thought. So I don't know. I'm going to go close, and I could be wrong. I mean, this could be a big stinking blowout. But and Jacoby Brissett played well with Murray out, so I'm not that concerned about it as far as Murray versus Brissett, because Murray hasn't been awesome himself. So I'm going Green Bay 28-24.
28-24.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, and in the most interesting game to me, and I'm sure you're interested, that is the last of the 4 o'clockers, the Commanders at the Cowboys.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to stop them. I think that's apparent. The only way we could beat them is if we just outscore them. But they're a team that they're going to be able to score right there with us and actually have a little bit of a defense and might be able to hold us a little bit. Even in Dallas, I want to pick my team, but I don't think I can right now. Not against you're going against a good team that can score on, even good defenses. In your defense, they could score 50 possibly. I'm not picking 50, but I'm picking 34-27. Dallas doesn't score 30 and they lose again. Even if they score 30 in this one, though, they still would have lost. I think Washington's going to be able to go up and down the field on them quite easily. Joe thinks it's even worse. He's got 40-27.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Listen, this is just a fascinating matchup between two teams that, 2 of the 3 teams in the NFC East that just gave away games last week. Who wants to win it more this time, or who wants to lose it least? I'm going track meet myself here. I'm going 34-31 Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, every Dallas game's a track meet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, man. It is wild. It is something to see. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine any Cowboy game this year except maybe the Eagles Cowboys in week 1 that was like 24-20
Yeah,
went hit the under. I mean, every single one of them had to go over.
yeah.
Wild. So
They're scoring like 60, almost 70 points a game.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is. It's something to behold. Um, yeah, it's fascinating. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I mean, the one thing about the Cowboys this year, their games are fun, no doubt about it.
Well, yeah, if you like scoring.
Well, maybe not for you because you're the one having the heart attack with it, but from the outside looking in, they are fascinating to watch, and it's just it's like watching the Doug Moe coach Denver Nuggets in the '80s. Throw out a real obscure reference. See how much hardcore sports fans we got listening. All right.
Reference.
Right on. So now, moving on to the prime timers. Can we get better in prime time this week?
Yeah, maybe win one.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. And two of these are real tough, man, I think. And I guess you could make a case for the third one as well. The first one, Sunday night, Atlanta at San Francisco.
I initially picked San Francisco, but then all the injuries started popping up in my head, especially now with Warner and Atlanta, and then how good Atlanta looked. And even though they're on the road, going across the country, I'm going Atlanta. They just look like the better team right now, and San Francisco is so beat up. But I have it super close. I had San Francisco first, so I obviously would not be surprised if they win. But I'm going Atlanta as close as you can get, 24-23.
Nice. Nice.
Joe has Atlanta 28-17.
Okay. Okay. By the way, and I originally had a Purdy caveat, but I said, forget that. Too many injuries. It does look like Purdy has a chance to play this week. But I don't care. I am going Atlanta. There's so many injuries. It looks, by the way, it looks like they might get Purdy and Ricky Pierce all back. So I could regret this, honestly, because that could make an impact. But Mac Jones has played, other than the 2 picks last week, has played darn well as a backup. And man, they're just dropping like flies in San Fran. So I'm going to take the Falcons. Let's see if this Falcon thing is for real, because even if they can beat even a banged up San Francisco team on the road, I gotta feel like they're pretty darn real. So I'm taking the Falcons in a close one, 24-21.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely could regret it. I don't feel good about that one.
I'm with you, and that would have been my. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. San Francisco is actually favored by 3. I was going to say that would have been my upset pick if I didn't go with the Vikings against the Eagles, but I couldn't. All right. Moving on to, we have 2 Monday nighters again. And the first one is awesome. The Buccaneers at the Lions.
It is awesome. Detroit, I mean, coming off this loss to Kansas City, where Kansas City, made a statement. Detroit has been a lot more up and down than I would have expected this year. I don't know about you. I thought they might get out of the gate slow, and then once they hit their stride, it would be, Detroit of last year, basically dominating. They got off the schneid after the first game and then looked great, won 4 in a row. But then last week, there was something to it that I really didn't like. And the fact that Tampa Bay is flying high, Baker's playing at an MVP level. And I'm going to ride the hot hand here. And I'm actually going to pick Tampa on the road. I don't know if it's an upset or not, but 29-24 Tampa Bay. And Joe isn't buying it. He's got Detroit 37-34.
Okay. Listen, this is a very interesting one. I could see it going either way. I love this game. It's going to be really fun to watch, I think. And but I am taking the home team here. I am going home. I think the Lions they really have settled in. Listen, I think the Chiefs' defense is a lot better than people realize so far. I think they're going to be a top 5 defense this year, and so that 17-point effort against the Chiefs isn't going to look quite bad a month or two from now. In my mind, I could be wrong, but that's how I'm looking at it right now. So I expect the Lions to bounce back and win a tough game at home, but I have it super close, 33-30.
Oh, if that's the score, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that would be a fun one.
So Detroit, 33-30?
Correct.
All right. We got some differences this week. That's good.
Yeah, much more. We only had one last week, so it's nice to shake it up. All right. Now, the last game of the week, 10 o'clock on Monday night, we got the Texans coming off their bye against the Seattle Seahawks.
In Seattle.
In Seattle.
And that's the key here. Because I couldn't decide. There was points to be made for both. Seattle looked good last week. I really liked that win by them last week. We have pretty much established in our minds that Seattle's a good team. But Houston, last time we saw them, after coming off before their bye, they looked pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they win their last game?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I'll look up the exact results while you're talking. But they had a impressive win. I just can't remember who it was against, and to tell you how impressive it was.
But because when I don't know, and what we do around here when we don't know, we're not sure who to pick, we always go with the home team. And that's basically what it boiled down to for me. Home team, Seattle, 28-23. I have the Seahawks winning. Joe agrees, 31-20 Seahawks. But this was not an easy one to pick at all.
Yeah, man. No, this is an interesting one. Here's the deal with the Texans. I found that while you were talking, they were 0-3, looking like the worst team. They looked awful. And then now they righted the ship and won 2 in a row. But here's the deal: they beat the Titans and the Ravens.
Right.
So I don't know what that means, because those are 2 of the worst teams in football right now.
Right. So that's another good reason to pick Seattle, because we got to see Houston beat a good team, and this would be a good win on the road, especially.
This would be huge if they can win this game. I'm starting to believe in the Texans again, but I don't. I don't think they fixed their offensive line at all. So I don't believe. I am going Seattle. I'm going a little bigger, 27-17.
Yeah, you know what's weird? Seattle has actually become road warriors. I mean, when they've got that stadium in the 12th man and all that, they had like the biggest home field advantage ever, and it has switched. They have become a really good road team. I forgot how many road games they've won. I think they've won every road game this year.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Because they used to have one of the biggest home field advantages in football. You're right. And let me see here. What we got?
Check to see each week if you have it that quickly. I can probably get it too.
I got you. It is. Yeah, they lost at home to the Niners in week 1. They won on the road at the Steelers week 2. They beat the Saints at home. Then they beat the Cardinals on the road. They lost to the Buccaneers at home, and they beat the Jaguars on the road.
So they haven't lost the road game yet.
And the only home game they won was against the Saints. Figure that one out.
Yeah, because they were known for the home field advantage.
100%.
All right, so that's our picks. I do want to mention one thing here, and I meant to mention it in the review of your Eagles, but there was a lot to get to in that game, and I had all those stats. How much do you want to punch that guy Rango in the face?
Oh, Kaylee Ringo. Oh,
Ringo.
man. Yeah, dude.
He had a rough game.
Yeah, it's funny because he has all the traits. Like, he's 6'2", he's super athletic. He can tackle when he's smart about it, but he misses some because he's not always. They just have a serious number 2 corner issue. And I was in favor of him being out there over Adoree Jackson because we know Adoree Jackson is super mediocre at best.
Yeah, he had a rough game too. They both did. But Ringo
Yeah.
I heard his name more than anybody else's in terms of Eagles fans talking about the game and really getting on his case.
Oh, he got torched, man, and he deserves to be gotten on. Yeah, I mean he's apparently he's getting benched, but in favor of what? The guy who played the best so far, and I can't remember his name. I got to find it real quick. Is the guy they traded from the Raiders right at the end of the preseason. But the only start he got hurt at the end of it. He looked good. He got hurt right as at the end of the game, and he hasn't played since. So that's the guy that I would prefer starting over anybody. Here we go. What is his dang name? Corner. Where is he? Oh, Jacorian Bennett. He's on the freaking, and he's on the IR. So yeah, no, they have their number 2 cornerback spot is the biggest issue on that defense, no doubt about it. And they've been getting torched time after time. It kind of drives me crazy. They won't just play Cooper DeJean there, but he's so valuable in the slot and elsewhere. They use him at slot and safety at different times during the game. He leads the team in tackles a lot. So I understand why they do it, but I think he could be a really valuable cornerback. But I get it's a give and a take because then you have a slot corner issue. So yeah. It drives me crazy, man. They have one of the worst second cornerback issues in the league.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's a real Achilles heel on this team.
Yeah, I just heard so much about him watching, like I said, Eagles fans and some, people talking about the game. I just want to make sure I bring it up, and I forgot during the first one. But yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah, for my team, we're finally getting Bland and Diggs playing at the same time. The only problem is neither one of them are 100% healthy, and they're both playing like dog ass. So it's not helping at all. Diggs has been terrible. I mean, terrible. I'm just attributing it that they rushed him back probably. He's back too early. He's not fully healthy. And I'm thinking the same thing for Bland. Neither one of them is playing good at all. They're both playing like complete garbage.
Yeah, you wish you could go back and just have the guy who came back too early, just give him another month before he even got on the field.
Yeah, Diggs. Yep. I think Revel, the rookie that they're high on, is playing soon. He's going to the, how you got that 3 weeks now when the IR you should like activate.
Yeah.
You got 3 weeks to play him.
Yep.
He got put on there, so he's coming.
Okay. So yeah, it's definitely coming. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see because he was a high draft pick, man. He was like second round, I believe.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, who knows? But I heard a couple people say that in their eyes, their opinion that he might have been the best corner in the draft. And the Cowboys people think they got a steal. So who knows? Probably
he was
not.
He was on my no BS. He was on my radar for the Eagles at the end of the first round. And obviously they needed a cornerback. So it would have made sense, but Jahad Campbell fell to them, so they had such an easy choice then.
Right. So we'll see. And then Overshone, I don't know how far off he is, but he's working his way. He will be here at some point. I'm thinking more along the lines of like Thanksgiving.
Right on.
But
that's in line with what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun last year. He was so fast. That's where all I remember is his speed. So, that's obviously concern that he's going to lose that with coming off the knee injury. But we'll see. And I don't know. I just don't know. But either way, our teams have some issues. I'm sure your team has a much better shot of working them out than my team does because my team is a little healthier overall. I mean, they've got their injuries, but anyway, let's see here. Yeah, that's it. So we're all set. Baltimore and Buffalo on the byes. Week 7 preview is now in the books. You have anything to add, Al?
Oh, man, I don't think so, except just an off-the-book comment. I am going to see, and tell me if you remember this name, my man. I'm sure you will, over anybody I know. This Saturday up at Soul Joel's, I am going to see Yakov Smirnoff.
Really?
How about that name from the past?
In Soviet Russia,
That's it.
that's how every joke started, with Yakov Smirnoff.
Totally, man, totally. And I did some research on Yakov, and I am absolutely fascinated to see this show because when his giant 80s boom kind of ended, he bought a theater in Branson, Missouri, and has been successfully operating a 2,000-seat theater in Branson, Missouri for almost 30 years, which is incredibly difficult to do. So he's obviously a good businessman. And he got his doctorate in psychology while being a professional comedian.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's obviously a pretty bright fella. And he told a story on his podcast where, imagine this. I mean, we think we have a crazy country, and we do in some ways, but it's nothing compared to what this guy grew up with. When he was a young comedian in his teens and early 20s before he got out and moved to America, he was every public appearance he made as a comedian, he had to give to the Bureau of Censorship a handwritten, word for word document of what he was going to perform that night on stage. Word for word. And if he varied from it, he could be arrested.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
I always just remember him saying, like, something ridiculous and opposite, and he would just say that's what happened in Soviet. He would always be like, in Soviet Russia, dog walks you, something like that. You know, just something ridiculous, and it was always the opposite.
In U.S., you walk the dog. In Soviet Russia, dog walks you.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. Oh, dang it. I had it and I hit the wrong button. Let me get back because I just found a good one. Here we go. In America, you can always find a party. In Soviet Russia, the party can always find you.
Every joke in Soviet Russia. I love it.
Oh, that's so
I love
awesome.
that you're going to see him. That's going to be a great show.
Oh yeah, I'll report back on that one. Report back on the Yakov. And I remember watching him on Night Court. He was like a semi-regular on Night Court.
I remember Night Court. Yeah, was he just a stand-up comedian? That's where I know him from. Because I know him from Night Court, but it seems like he was in a movie or a show that I really liked.
He was in it was Night Court. He was on the Tonight Show when the Tonight Show mattered. That's what made him a star. And he was also in Moscow on the Hudson with Robin Williams. And I can't remember. There might be some other stuff.
Robin Williams did a good Russian accent.
Oh man, yeah, no, that guy he was something, man. He was something. But yeah, I think it was mostly the Johnny Carson era Tonight Show that made him the superstar. You know, back when you had one good set on Carson and you were just a household name. You know.
Yeah, maybe that's where I got him from. But yeah, I obviously, very clearly remember him for sure. And that's great that you're going to see him.
I love it, my man. I figured if anybody, you would appreciate that. I love it.
Okay. Well, with Yakov Smirnoff, I think we're ready to sign off. Week 7 in the books. I'm sure it'll be another fun week. Hopefully our picks aren't too off. We do have some differences this week, but